On behalf of Santa Clara University, the SCIVR Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and Bronco Ventures, welcome to our 4th annual Demo Day. The last couple years have been on Zoom. This feels a little bit different, much more fun. Our founders and staff put a ton of work into creating this event, and so we really appreciate your coming out and showing your support. Demo Day is a lot of fun. The best part is hanging out with our founders afterwards over here on this side in the shade. We got 2 bars on either side, lots of food afterwards, so please stick around, get to know the founders. So we're going to make this pretty quick in terms of getting you the context of the program and who we are. We're going to have a few welcome remarks. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Bronco Ventures is. We're going to announce our Bronco Entrepreneur of the Year, and then we'll tell you a little bit about this cohort of founders, BVA4, and then they'll do their pitches, and then the reception happens afterwards. I want to thank our sponsors, particularly Heffernan Insurance, because they were the first to commit to sponsoring Bronco Ventures. And as our founders will tell you, it's always that first investor on the cap table that's the hardest to get. But I also want to thank Cisco, First Republic Bank, Google, Carta, Score, AWS, and Santa Clara Ventures. Most of you are familiar with how wonderful Santa Clara is because you're alums, you're faculty staff, you're students, but some of you are my guests from the investor community here in Silicon Valley, and I just want to give you a little bit of my perspective about what makes Santa Clara unique from a VC perspective, from an angel perspective. This is the original university in the Valley. I don't think we get enough credit for that, and our location is obviously amazing right in the heart of the Valley. We've got top-ranked programs from an investor perspective that are relevant in business, in law, and engineering. We've got students that are amazing. They lean into everything that we're doing. They're super supportive. They're into everything that we offer for entrepreneurship, including our demo days, our hackathons. They do clubs. We've got a business pitch competition. So they're really leaning into everything that we're doing, and the university is investing in that and leaning in itself, investing in this amazing Sobrato Center for Discovery and Innovation that you're amidst right now, and if you haven't seen it, I urge you to take a tour afterwards. And then we're putting effort and money into our SCIVR Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship and Bronco Ventures. So I wanted to introduce Chris Norris, who is the executive director of the SCIVR Center. Like me, Chris is a Silicon Valley veteran. He's been a general manager, CEO of multiple companies. Then he got into venture. Then he saw the light and came into the university. Unlike me, he's an incredible athlete. He's a triathlete. He does these crazy long bike rides. And his second hobby, he got so into, went over the top and created a microbrewery in his garage. So without further ado, Chris Norris.
Thank you, Morgan. Welcome, everybody. I'd like to start by acknowledging Art and Carly Sioka, whose generosity is responsible for the center and the Bronco Ventures program, as well as others. And then we're lucky enough today to have Carly Sioka with us here, so thank you very much for all that you've done and continue to do for us. The center is founded actually on this vision that Art Sioka had, that entrepreneurship shouldn't be confined to the business school and it shouldn't be confined to founders. It should be thought of as a mindset, an entrepreneurial mindset that basically comprises the life skills that you need to confront all the challenges that you might encounter in life. So it includes things like empathy, really understanding the problem that you're trying to solve or the pain that a person has that you're trying to alleviate. The optimism to see problems as opportunities, the confidence to take on risk, and the awareness of value creation. So what we try to do in the center is bring those elements of an entrepreneurial mindset to students regardless of their discipline, regardless of whether they're undergrads or graduates, and most of our programs actually include faculty, staff, and alumni as well. So very inclusive and focused on how do you acquire these skills that entrepreneurs develop over their journey. So we do it 3 basic ways. One is we develop a bunch of academic programs that become part of the fabric of the university. We have interdisciplinary and experiential programs where students can practice their craft in a real-world setting. And then, of course, we do the important work that brings us all together today, which is to help founders on their journey and starting their own ventures to realize their vision. I still remember my entrepreneurial journey after quite a long stint in large companies, and we had raised an $8 million Series A freshly in the bank, and we had a 20,000 square foot building here in Santa Clara, and a small founding team were in this building, and we're looking at each other, and we just start to realize the enormity of what we have started to do and what we have promised and committed. So I had this takeaway then that's absolutely been reinforced all along the way, is that the entrepreneurial journey is like half just exhilaration and joy and half terror. And so what we're going to try to do through this program and the network that we've helped you build and the support that we offer you is to make sure that there's a lot more joy than terror in your entrepreneurial journeys. With that being said, I want to introduce our next speaker. Ed Greer is the Dean of the Levy School of Business here at Santa Clara. He has a strong academic background. He was the Dean at Virginia Commonwealth University for 10 years, and he built an online MBA program that's nationally recognized, and then also an international consulting program. What makes Ed so dear to us and our hearts feel warm about him is he's an industry guy. He started his career at Ernst & Young as an accountant, and then joined the Walt Disney Company as a senior auditor, and over a 29-year career, became president of all of the Disneyland resorts. So, like, he knows what it's like to run a business. He also has a connection to entrepreneurship at the level that many of you are practicing it, and that two of his sons have built a game development company called Ember Labs that released one of the most downloaded games on the Sony PlayStation last fall. So he's seen his family and his kids go through this journey. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to Ed Greer, Dean of the Levy School of Business.
All right. Thank you, Chris. How's everybody doing? And it's great to be in person. This is my second year at the Levy School of Business, and this has already been an exciting day for us. Many of you probably know we had the official inauguration of the 30th president of Santa Clara University. So it was groundbreaking in a couple of ways. It's been 171 years a university. It's the oldest university here in California. So for the first time, it's a lay person, but equally as important, it was a woman. So give her a big round of applause. President Sullivan, she may be stopping by, so if you see her, congratulate her. So it's been an exciting day. But this is also exciting for me also. This is my second year here, and when I was asked to participate in the demo day last year, of course it was unfortunately all through Zoom, and I said, Chris and Morgan, sure, I'll be there, and I thought I'll just tune in for just a few demos, but then I saw the first one, then I saw the second one. I couldn't pull myself away, and it talked to me about the power of what they have created here. Only in its fourth year, just look at what it's done in 4 short years. And I'm just excited to hear from the founders and also listening to maybe people that want to support those founders. Chris mentioned my sons going through the entrepreneurship journey, and I went through that with the Disney company, even though you can say a big company like that, does it have that entrepreneurship spirit? And it certainly does in every aspect of the company. And my family went along that journey with me, and little did I know how much of that will be rubbing off on my children. So I can empathize with what you're going through. There's certainly a lot of joy and exhilaration, but certainly doubt sometimes. But I know those doubts will be hopefully washed away with the support of Morgan and Chris and the rest of the team, because they're here to support you. And it's not going to be an easy journey, but you don't want it to be easy. It'll be fulfilling at the end. The one other thing I will say also, it's 171 years here at Santa Clara University, but the Levy School of Business, we're very proud of what we do there too. And entrepreneurship mindset, we try to set that not just in the halls of Lucas, where the home of the school, everywhere across the campus. So we like to have collaboration with our partners, engineering and the college and the like. So that's what it's all about. So we don't have all the answers, and you never know where that spark of creativity is going to come from. And again, back to my Disney reference, we have people all the time said, think outside of the box. And we used to say, we don't have a box. So we're beyond that, and that's what's going to happen today. So I'm so excited to listen to the idea, the pitches. They're going to be polished. They're going to be short and brief. I think we have 21 today, and I think that's the largest group we've had ever. So I'm just so happy to be here, and I do want to thank Morgan, Chris, and where's Pam? She's here somewhere. If you don't know Pam, she makes this all work, and Christina and the rest of the team, they've done a fabulous job. So I would say, before I turn it back over to Morgan, please give them a big round of applause for putting this all together. And it makes us so proud just to see them it all come together. Last bit of insight before I turn it back over to Morgan. Morgan and I both worked at Disney at the same time. We didn't know each other. So who knew after all these years on that Disney train that we'll end up here? So Morgan's a great partner, and I'll happily turn over the mic back over to him. So thank you for having me, and I can't wait to see the pictures.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
I just want to tell you a little bit about Bronco Ventures. So I started the Bronco Venture Accelerator for the university back in 2019. I was a VC that worked a lot with Y Combinator, which is a pretty famous accelerator in the Valley, and then Stanford StartX and UC Berkeley Skydeck. And I just became really curious why Santa Clara didn't have anything like it. So I put a meeting together with the administration back in 2018, and the rest is history. We started the accelerator in 2019 with 12 companies in that first batch. We had 70 people come to that first demo day, but 4 of those founders got funding, and so we've been off to the races since then. We're part of the Scioka Center, as Chris mentioned, and we run 3 major programs for the university. One is what you're seeing today, the Bronco Venture Accelerator. This is our flagship program for the startups that are furthest along in their journeys and looking to raise funding. We also run a prep school in the spring for earlier stage founders, and that's had 30 to 40 participants a year. And then finally, we run Idea Lab, which is primarily for students who are just starting to think about whether they want to start a business, and if they did, what it would be like. And that had a record 80 registrations this fall. So we're very proud of the programs we've created. So you've heard about me. I'm Morgan Slane. So I worked for some big companies like Disney and Palm, and then some smaller companies, one of which is called Quick Office, and we sold it to Google. So that's my exit claim into Valley. That exit kind of led me into venture, which got me here. Mike Kovalik, and I want everyone to stand up when I call your name. He's our Cohort business advisor. Pam Vavra is our program designer, and she's the one who made all this happen, like Ed said. Christina Floria is our curriculum development manager, and she runs Idea Lab. And then Masha Jones runs our amazing mentor and advisor program. Our vision is to have hundreds of businesses that were created by Broncos working together, a vibrant network of alumni that come together in a welcoming place on campus to help their fellow Broncos with anything that you want to do that's entrepreneurial. I want to talk a little bit about values because every program I've been a part of talks about this, but this is the first time I've been at a place that really lives it. And the entrepreneurs here that I've worked with have been the best that I've ever been with in terms of people I'm proud to be associated with, and they're trying to do good and do well at the same time. And it's just been a real pleasure. I encourage you to spend some extra time afterwards, meet our founders, get to know them, understand their visions, because it is pretty remarkable. Speaking of values and vision, I want to recognize our Bronco Entrepreneur of the Year. This is a founder I met when I first came to the university. They said, you've got to meet this recent grad who's developing this amazing company doing indoor aeroponic robotic farming. And I said, wow, that sounds pretty out there. I got to see this. He got his start right near the university, and he's just gone to amazing lengths since then to grow the company, to build his vision, to build his team, to bring in an amazing set of investors, including like some of the early investors were Fred Luddy, the founder of ServiceNow, Stephen Chen, the founder of YouTube. And then since I'm a tennis player, I got to mention this. He's got Novak Djokovic, Marin Cilic, Sloane Stephens all on his cap table because he was a tennis player here at Santa Clara. He's just a remarkable guy. I hope you enjoy getting to meet him as much as I did. Welcome, Sam Bertram.
Thanks, mate. Good on you. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Hi, everyone. I just want to appreciate everyone who put this together. It's an amazing event, unique event, and you're one of the few people who, a lot of people were talking about it, mate, but one person did it, so congratulations. Well, many people did it, but you were certainly part of it. So thank you for the award and thank you for the honor. I said to Morgan immediately before this, I'm an extraordinarily normal person. I just happen to have a decent work ethic. And something that was great about Santa Clara University was that it sort of guided me in the right direction. It allowed me to look at what was most important to me and I think most important to humanity. I'm going to spend 1 minute going through our business because, that's neither here nor there, but I want to spend a couple minutes talking about what I think is important to me and what I think should be important to a lot of entrepreneurs. So without further ado, so there's our farm in Arizona with the three of the robots up there. We're actually 2 days in the future because I don't know how to tell the date, so congratulations to myself there. This company was founded by myself and my brother John back in 2017. I graduated Santa Clara in 2018. We've raised about $70 million. We have about 80 employees. We recently moved the company to Arizona for reasons that should be obvious to everyone. Our core competency is the development. Essentially what we do is we develop a machine that grows plants to their highest yield and quality potential. Our business model is to sell that machine, sell that hardware, and then license the software that runs that machine. So whether you're growing leafy greens, berries, biopharmaceuticals, cosmeceuticals, bloody carrots, cannabis, whatever you want, we see ourselves as a platform for plant production, and that's what we've been developing over all of these years. We've developed a really nice cap table. Again, being a normal person, it's pretty unbelievable some of the people we've been able to pop onto this list, including Bronco Ventures as well. On this slide, I think I will identify just for a moment why we started the business. My brother and I got together. He did his master's in power engineering. We got together and we said, well, right now we're currently two useless human beings that all we do is suck resources from the planet, and we're going to be dead really soon. So how do we turn that equation around? How do we actually add value back into society? And the thing that we identified was that at the beginning of this millennium, 1.1 billion people began the millennium malnourished. And that unequivocally is the number one problem on planet Earth today. Climate change doesn't even come close. So essentially what we did was, how do we solve that problem in the shortest period of time? How do we do the greatest good in the shortest period of time? Might seem like a funny answer, but figuring out how to grow plants better was the answer. Nuclear came close, but the government can't seem to get out of the way. Advice. So to all of the entrepreneurs out there, people is going to be one of your greatest challenges. It's also going to be the reason that you prevail, but you have to be unbelievably careful about who you hire, when you hire them, and why you hire them. People have caused the most pain for me personally. We've growing the business up to 80 employees. You start off as friends with absolutely everyone, and you continue trying to be friends, and in the end, it just doesn't work that way, and it's very unfortunate. But be really, really mindful of the people you hire. My personal opinion is to hire people who are hungry, humble, and people smart. If you have those three things and you throw those people into the deep end, they're going to find a way to add value to your business. Those are the three things that I would find in people most. Second is focus. Particularly for us, I suppose, being a sort of a plant production platform, we could go any which way at any time. We could develop any set of technologies at any time. It was actually more difficult to figure out what we had to say no to as opposed to what we should say yes to. So focus is super important. Figure out your core competency. It is not easy to write your core competency in a sentence. It's very easy to add all of these beautiful, superfluous words to make things sound fantastic and sophisticated. It's really hard to get your core competency down to one line. Focus on that. Keep that as your focus and find a customer who cares. I almost went off the deep end there. Tenacity is the final one. Two things I want to say about this. There are two perspectives I think you should have about starting a business. Number one, everyone in this audience is probably the most privileged people that have ever existed on planet Earth. Don't take victim status. You're sitting at Santa Clara University. Find the people who actually are, I don't want to say victims, find the people who are actually struggling, aim there. So the first perspective you have is, yeah, bloody hell, this is going to be tough. Starting a business is tough, there's no doubt. But you're not a 16-year-old boy in the trenches at Normandy. You'll never see that. And in fact, that's on my next slide here. You can see the Iwo Jima down there in the bottom left. 28,000 casualties in 48 to 72 hours. None of you will ever know that. I hope none of you do know that. I don't know that. So realize while you're going through your tough times, don't be a victim. Don't play the victim. These people had it way, way harder than you ever had. And tenacity is the final piece. Look at these individuals. The woman, the weightlifter up the top left, Novak Djokovic up there on the top right. They're animals. They're freaking animals, right? Look at all of that being channeled through them. 99% of their life has been spent in the dark with a sore knee, sweating, no one's watching, no one cares, they're probably not going to win. 1% of the time is spent winning and sitting in that chair with people looking at you. 99% of the time, no one cares. So look at your journey from both perspectives. Number one, I am ultimately privileged. I've been given everything I could possibly need to succeed here at Santa Clara and in life. And number two, I need to bring to this the tenacity that's required to get me over the line. Yes, it's going to be bloody hard. Accept that, swallow it, and move forward. That's me. Good luck. Cheers, guys.
Thanks. Congratulations. All right, we're obviously impressed with Sam and 1.1, but there are a number of Bronco Ventures companies that have been really successful, growing, building, raising money. Brainify, Sturdy, Cloud Eagle, Robotire, Blockrise, Giant Protocol, Hop3 are all examples of companies that have been through our programs and have raised a total of over $40 million over the last 3 years. So I'm really proud of our Bronco founders. Just talk for a moment about this batch of founders you're about to see. So BVA4 has a record 21 companies. 16 of them are alumni founded, 3 are faculty founded, and there are 2 undergrad companies. It's a mix of stages, so we're going to keep you on your toes, all the way from market research through to generating revenue. And then from a variety of sectors, Internet of Things, blockchain, AI, software as a service, consumer. And 3 of them are already funded. They were funded even before they came to BVA4 by the venture community, including by the Bronco Venture Fund. The program runs July through October, so they've been working with us full-time over the summer. We do small group calls with the founders on Tuesdays. Our main sessions are on Thursdays in a 3-hour block. We have a workshop. We have a presentation led by a topical expert or a panel. And then we do breakout meetings. And then we lean heavily on our mentors and advisors. I know some of you are out there in the audience. Our key topics are really about presenting to you today. So how to prove traction to an investor community, how to define their market, how to build teams, define competitive advantage, set up their business model and their ask, and then how to pitch to you at an event like today's. I want to do a special shout out to our mentors and advisors that are such an important part of the program. I know some of you are in the audience today and really appreciate all the work that you've done with our founders. And then I want to mention the Bronco Venture Fund. This is a new part of what we're doing with Bronco Ventures. We have a fund that's just for Santa Clara grads. It invests in seed stage companies founded by the best and the brightest among Broncos. And it's a $10 million fund with over 50 Bronco investors. I know a bunch of you are in the audience and came to the dinner last night that we had with the founders. There are 10 companies in the portfolio to date, including 2 of the ones you're about to see. And we're giving 20% of our carry back to the university as a gift. If you're interested in learning more, talk to me or talk to one of the team members at the Santa Clara Ventures table afterwards, or just go to santaclaraventures.com. Now we're going to get to the fun part, the pitches. So as you heard, we're going to keep them short and sweet because the other thing I learned from going to all these events is that it's much more fun if they're fast, and then you spend the time afterwards getting to know the founders and asking your questions. So we've coached the founders to stick to 2 minutes, just sort of tease you with the things that are most exciting, pique your interest and get you to come over afterwards and meet the founder. But please do, listen carefully and give the founders afterwards your feedback, anyone that you think they might need to talk to, and if you're interested in investing, of course. Those of you online, get your scorecard ready. Those of you here, we encourage you just to talk to the founders afterwards rather than doing the scorecard. But we do want to have those online give their feedback on the online forum, which is listed here. All right. Well, I think we're ready to get started. Are you ready? All right. First up, we've got Alif Aeronautics.
Thank you, Morgan, and thank you, Alexis. Thanks for supporting alumni from Santa Clara University. So we're Alif, and yes, we're creating the actual flying car. Yes, we already have a prototype which already drives and which already flies. That's a good news. Bad news for you guys today. We have a media unveiling on October 19th, so today it's going to be very short. So only be able to tease you, but hopefully you will be able to read about us in international news after the media unveiling on October 19th. So right now, a lot of work is going on into the EVs in the air and on the ground, but we're doing both, making an electric vehicle on the ground and in the air. The way we differentiate is we want to offer consumer and faster, easier commutes, right, with fundamental safety, and make sure you guys don't have to wait until you're old to drive and fly the flying car, and make sure you can access to it within the next, I would say, 2 to 3 years, actually. I don't have to explain to you the problem with the traffic. Most of you guys going to be stuck in traffic when you're going to go back home. Most of you stuck in traffic when you were driving here. The problem is not only the traffic and the bottlenecks. The problem is it's getting exponentially worse because you have more people and you add more cars to the same amount of roads, which is horrible. So what we're trying to do is trying to envision the future where you don't have that restriction anymore. You don't have the road, which means you can expand the highway in the sky each way, and you will never, ever in your life will have to be stuck in traffic, ever. So this is us again. This is a small teaser. Obviously, we're going to try on October 19 unveil the actual car on stage. It is 100% electric. It has a 200-mile driving range or 110-mile flying range, or the combination of both. There's no exposed propellers or wings, as you can see. There's a lot of patented technology here. Again, everything is under embargo until October 19th. We've been flying and doing the prototypes for past 7 years in Santa Clara and in San Mateo. That's our 2 offices. So our competitors are your regular cars, what is called eVTOL, electrical vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, and cars with expandable wings. This is what it's called. Obviously, the cars are limited by the road, so this is why you guys stuck in traffic. eVTOLs need new infrastructure, they're expensive, don't offer the last mile. And cars with expandable wings, actually you need to go to airport, fly from airport to airport, so they have almost no business use case. We want to offer everything, and this is why Morgan Stanley estimated it to be a $9 trillion market. And this estimate actually may grow even further. A lot of our competitors did the proof of concepts for us. There is a lot of certification. Some of them are already on the New York Stock Exchange. Some of them have sales over $1 billion in vehicles which do not exist, and we're actually way further than them in our development. We have a great experienced team in investors with Tim Draper and Morgan Lexi, great government advisors. Here's one of our things is flying right now, probably, right? So the team itself is very, by the way, we don't make that noise. When electric vehicle flies, you guys don't hear it, like zero, like literally zero, seriously. So we do have a pretty experienced team. The experienced team has over 70 years in experience. We have some celebrity investors like NBA stars. We have a great government advisory board, former DARPA director, the former presidential candidate, a lot of cool people on the team. And again, please look for the international news. I wouldn't mention the actual journalist who contacted us, but look in international news after the October 19th, and hopefully then you guys will be able to support us and do one more thing which will be unveiled on October 19th. Thank you.
Great job. All right, next up, Compete IQ.
Hi, I'm Ed Allison, and this is Compete IQ. And we built a company helping B2B salespeople win competitive deals. Today, competition is present in every deal. Imagine that you're an account manager and someone's about to steal your deal. You need that one piece of competitive data, differentiate your company, and win. So you open your laptop to this. Probably an outdated PowerPoint on a hard-to-find share drive. This is a nightmare for salespeople. We can do better. Introducing Compete IQ. Our AI-powered competitive sales enablement platform delivers battle cards right in the opportunity in Salesforce or other channel. It monitors the web for data changes, it learns from wins and losses, and more. Imagine having a competitive sales assistant with you on every deal to identify the optimal competitive sales strategy, regardless of the competition. This opportunity, competitive sales enablement, has a $1 billion obtainable market, and it's been validated with over $100 million investment by VCs to date. Every enterprise needs this. 76% of salespeople cite sales tech as critical to closing deals. And we know we can win in this market. We already have. We're on track to 400,000 ARR this year. And look at our clients. These are not mom and pop startups. These are global brands. 30% of these we've taken from established and funded competitors like Clue and Crayon. Despite focusing primarily on our product, our pipeline has continued to grow. I've been a competitive intelligence practitioner for about 20 years, working at Cisco and Juniper and some other companies. My partner, Dan Bruckner, brings 2 decades of sales ops experience and has been a part of 2 successful exits. Together, we've supported thousands of competitive deals. And we're bootstrapped. We spent our own money to get this far. We've got skin in the game like we're asking of you. We're seeking $2 million investment to hit 10 million ARR in 2 years. We'll do it with a self-service sales model, improved AI engines, and ultimately build the first ever fully automated competitive battle card. We're asking you to join us and help change the way enterprises compete and win. Thank you.
Good job. Congratulations. Next, Formole.
Good afternoon. I'm Jack Murphy, co-founder of Formole. As a Santa Clara Championship soccer player and youth coach, I'm aware of a shocking statistic. 70% of young athletes eventually give up on their sport. The industrialization of sport and parental pressure are 2 of the most cited reasons for this dropout. As a business entrepreneurship graduate, I'm motivated to change this negative experience for our youth. And for the sports retail industry, I want to restore a potential customer pipeline. Surveys show that collaborative coaching and creative play increase retention by 300%. The challenge is making such an environment that's accessible to youth everywhere. Formole meets that challenge. Through our patent-pending video AI technology, youth learn skills from high-level players. Their experience continues off the field in 3D competitions where they can model what they've mastered. In Formole, athletes are once again inspired in their sport. Our market is huge. We cater first to the competitive player, but offer features that will attract all levels of interest. We're starting with the 1.3 billion soccer youth, but our platform can be targeted to other sports in the future.
Thank you, Jack. My name is Faisal Haq. I'm the CEO of Formole. Prior to this, I led engineering of video collaboration products at Cisco Systems. With Jack's product vision, our talented team, and experienced advisors, I am confident that we can deliver. Our focus on collaborative coaching and creative play sets us apart from our competition, who are focused more on building training tools, but that appeals to a smaller audience. Our business model is strong and fits well with today's sports industry through ads and e-commerce. However, we're also building for the future. All our assets and partnerships will extend into the expanding sports metaverse. We forecast a 1 million ARR by 2025. With a 60K bootstrap, we have built and launched our initial product. Our AI just completed its 400th skill analysis. As we gain users, we are seeking 500K in investments to help expand our 3D experiences and drive to 10,000 MAUs. If you agree that 70% of youth dropping out of sports is a missed opportunity, come and speak with us. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations. Next, Criticality Sciences.
Hi everyone, I'm Ross Dakin, co-founder and CTO of Criticality Sciences. Question, was anyone here impacted by the California wildfires a few years ago? Yeah, that caused 2 million people to lose power in the Bay Area, and it caused PG&E to lose $30 billion in market cap. This is an example of what we call a critical infrastructure failure. Critical infrastructure runs our country. It's everything from power to water, telecommunications, logistics, and supply chains, but it's getting older, more fragile, and more vulnerable to increasing threats, whether natural or man-made, like climate change or ransomware and sabotage, as with the Nord Stream pipeline that we saw last week. Fun fact, speaking of sabotage, this is a electric's power grid substation. You probably have one in your community. You've probably seen one. There are 55,000 of them across the country. How many do you think you would have to blow up to black out the entire US? 9. Super scary. So this is a big problem, and it's getting worse. This is a graph showing the increase in the number of people impacted by power outages over the last 20 years, and it's complicated by the fact that there are complex interdependencies between systems. So what I mean by that is if the power goes out, a lot of times that will cause water pumps to fail as well, whether bringing fresh water in or wastewater out. We saw that in Hurricane Katrina. We saw something similar with the Texas freeze. And I also want to highlight the 2003 Northeast blackout that blacked out 55 million people in the Northeast region of the US. The thing that these 3 examples have in common is they were all instances of what we call a cascade failure. A cascade failure is what it might sound like. It's when one component fails and that failure propagates to other components adjacent to it in the system or other systems adjacent to the failing system. And this is what we set out to address with Criticality software. We help utility companies analyze their systems for propensity to fall into cascade failure and create a fragility metric. To that end, we help them optimize the ROI of their mitigation budgets, which is oftentimes billions of dollars per year, and we help them recover efficiently when something goes wrong. And I say when, not if, because we take the approach that it's only a matter of time. We like to say failures are inevitable. We keep them small. This is our team. I've been the first and second engineer at a number of companies, software companies that have either gone public or been acquired. My co-founder and CEO, Susan Ginsburg, by the way, we're very proud to be a woman-led and majority-owned company. She worked on the 9/11 Commission report. Our other colleagues have lifelong careers in power and water engineering. So we know disasters, we know technology, and we know the industry. Speaking of the industry, there's been a lot of spending in this area. There have been at least $500 million recently in acquisitions in this area with risk modeling. We think that translates to a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. We've got projections that show revenue going up and to the right. And we've had some exciting traction and validation to date, including partnerships, pilots with various utilities of different size all across the country. We've filled half of our seed round so far. And just last week, we were one of 12 companies this year out of the entire US to receive a round 1 NIST SBIR grant for $100,000. So if this is interesting to you, please scan this QR code to learn more, and I'd love to speak with you afterwards. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations. Next, group flows.
Thanks, Morgan. Group Flows is a website where you can find user-generated group activity templates and use tools to arrange those activities with other people. You can press a button to turn these activity templates into shareable pages like this one, where people can find meeting times, RSVP, and get reminders. People have used Group Flows to organize a huge variety of activities, including study groups, video games, parties, and even religious gatherings. In fact, Group Flows has grown substantially since we launched last year. We now have 10,000 monthly active users and 750 daily active users. Over 200 new users join every day, even though we only spend $3 per day on ads. We've also interviewed more than 2,000 users. First, I spoke with 600 college students by offering them free cookies. The vast majority had trouble coordinating group activities, and most don't use calendars or polls to arrange get-togethers. We've further validated these insights by talking to thousands of diverse people on Discord. Group Flows is already generating revenue by letting users subscribe to customize their activities. We're rapidly improving our premium offering and believe we can reach hundreds of millions in annual revenue due to extensive similarities between our business model and Discord's. My co-founder and I separately started projects in this space before we met, and we saw users struggle with these problems daily at our previous employer. And since we're both software engineers, we built the entire product ourselves in an extremely capital-efficient manner. That's why we're only raising $115,000. Group Flows is quickly evolving, and this amount lets us take the company to the next level. Come talk to us after this presentation if you want to find out how we're going to expand. And yes, we have free cookies at our table. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, Peercord.
Thanks, Morgan. Do you know the number one problem that college students are facing today? 64% of college students have felt extreme isolation during college. My name is Tasir. I'm the founder of Peercord, and we are improving student well-being through a social activities and safety app that is built for college students. Student well-being is a growing issue. 24,000 attempted suicides on average every year in colleges. 13% of all students experience a sexual assault incident during college. The tools that we're using today for campus communications, such as Discord, Instagram, were not designed for students, are not optimized for student well-being, but instead create communication silos. At Peercord, we are solving these problems by breaking down these communication silos, and we increase student engagement through an open campus community. We improve students' mental health by decentralized activities board that empowers them to find events or host events based on interest. And we have built community-driven safety tools to provide safety during events. We recently completed our first MVP and launched at Santa Clara University 3 weeks ago. Over the last 2 weeks, we launched in 2 other colleges, and we have been growing 2x week over week since launch. We have an ad-driven business model around student needs in a market of over 220 million college students, with our initial focus on the 20 million college students in US. Our team has experience working on software products for students over the last 5 years, and we are raising $250,000 in a pre-seed round to get us to our next milestone to launch in 50 colleges and 100,000 monthly active users. Come talk to us and learn more about how we are building stronger and safer campus communities for college students. Thank you.
Good job. Yeah. Congratulations. Next, Lloyd Systems.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Daniel. I'm CEO of Lloyd Systems. So to get quickly understanding what we do, I'd like to use a quick thought experiment. Think of driving into a nice upscale parking garage and seeing these nice LEDs that tell you where parking spaces are available and which ones are taken. So take that, that's kind of a starting point. Take that paradigm, let's move it indoors to public facilities, specifically restrooms. So public restrooms, we had this idea of taking that kind of model and moving it forward. So basically what we've designed is a product that does that for restroom occupancy and any public restroom, be it airports down to Starbucks. It doesn't really matter. So that's the product that we actually offer. And our focus is to sell that, of course, to the facility manager. They're the customer in our case. And the key is we understand there's benefit to the users, but what we've designed is much more than an occupancy indicator. Inside our devices are a plethora of sensors, and we connect the devices to the cloud. And all that data is stored, and all that data that we collect is available for the facility manager via a web app or a mobile app. So that's what we've designed, end-to-end IoT. So you ask, okay, Danny, what sort of the sensors? Basically, as much as we thought made sense. Occupancy, air quality, temperature, humidity, a lot of environmental sensors. And so the value of that is not just to get the data, but it makes it actionable. So you can do notifications, alerts. So if something's wrong and a miss, you could be notified very quickly. So venues for our product, clear. Airports, high-end, a lot of traffic, but even convenience stores, airports, Starbucks. We've actually trialed our units in multiple locations. This is not just some vision. We actually have developed the product, and we've done a lot of trials with it. Benefits to the facility manager, right? Patron satisfaction has got to be up there. And then improved efficiency. They know when things are working, when they're not, how often people go in, and all the other stuff. So they get the data, right? That's the key. And there we go, sorry. And then in terms of traction, we've been working on this for 2 years. Not just the vision, we have product, we've got an MVP, we've done a lot of trials with the product. Our development is almost 90%, I would say 90% plus complete. And so things have gone really well. And last but not least, Georgia Pacific, who's one of the largest restroom appliance vendors in the world, providers, they invested in us, and they actually helped us a lot in the mechanical design of our product. So what we're asking is $500,000, 500K seed, to cross the chasm. We've got the product, we're close, we just need to finish it off into production and then hit the revenue stream. So that's really our target. And so just wrapping up, please come if you're interested, come visit our table. The product is there, and so we'd like you to see it, realize it's real, and if you want to leave a check, we appreciate that too. Thank you.
Great job. There you go. Congratulations. Future Photonics.
Hi, my name is Sergio. At Future Photonics, our business is photonics distributed sensing for the oil and gas sector. Damages and leaks are quite common in oil and gas pipelines. And these problems quite often go undetected. To anticipate them and prevent them is quite difficult. This is common in terrestrial as well as offshore pipelines. Actually, in offshore, shipping vessels, the anchors of shipping vessels can damage the submarine pipelines. In the offshore oil industry, they rely on umbilical cables and riser pipes that are quite heavy and are subject to submarine currents that can damage them. Also, in the offshore oil industry, the liquid flow is a mixture of oil, gas, and water, actually called multi-phase flow. This has to be separated and measured in order to isolate the oil and gas. At Future Photonics, we have developed a sensing platform that can be customized to serve different applications in different markets. So far, we have already customized it for use as a system to detect and anticipate leaks, damage, and theft in pipelines, oil, gas, and fuel pipelines. We have also customized it as a multi-flow monitoring system. Our team is composed of seasoned leaders and bright young talents. I myself, I have 30 years experience in photonics product development. I have a master's degree and PhD in photonics, and I have a British award in photonics as well, and have several articles. Our co-founder, Dr. Luis Herrera, he is a PhD in photonics and has a long experience in photonics R&D as well. Our market is big and is growing fast. And actually, this can disrupt and can actually jump at any moment with new applications turning up. Okay? Our obtainable market for next year shall be about $1.5 million, and with adequate investment, we expect to reach 6 million revenues by 2027. Our product has already been developed, tested, and field validated. We have had 3 SBIR grants, and we have just applied for another one. We have had a strong customer feedback, and there is a customer that we are discussing that is interested in funding a specialty development for its application. And also we have developed a previous solution based on different technology, different technique actually, that has already been used by some customers along offshore terrestrial pipelines. We are looking for a $1.5 million investment that we will use for sales, marketing, and production. Thank you, and just a final word. Photonics represents an open window for new applications and market disruptions. So join us. Let's together create a bright photonics future. Thank you.
Great job. Congratulations. Next, Lexi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Hong Chao. I'm the founder and CEO of Lexi. Lexi is a next-generation search engine that understands text and human feelings in web pages, using using a typical 5-star rating system, just like in all reviews, telling users how positive or negative the keyword is and why by the entire web. Lexi's niche advantage is that it's not just a search engine, but also a review engine, which is robust, consistent, and unbiased. You don't have to worry about too many repeated reviews to read, nor when you don't have enough time. It also intelligently filters out fake reviews for you. Lexi computes sentiment scores of all keywords in each web page, from which an aggregated score is generated. Pros and cons of the keywords are also automatically summarized to give deeper insights. You can even ask for web pages, for example, that are most negative about a keyword, something that is not available in any search engine today in the world. Lexi has raised $4.5 million investment. Cracking one of the hardest problems in search, we built the first search engine in the world featuring sentiment information. We were also granted 4 patents based on our unconventional invention. Today, we intend to raise $5 million to launch Lexi and make it profitable within 3 years in a global search market of $300 billion. Ted and I formed a balanced team with successful experience. It is very rare for one person to have the opportunity to build a search engine and a sentiment analysis system from scratch, which helped me bridge the two eventually. Search hasn't changed significantly for nearly 3 decades. It's time for revolution. Want to know more about AI-driven next-generation search? Please come and talk to us. I'm Dr. Hong Chao of Lexi. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations. Next, Fireside.
Thanks, Morgan. Hi, everyone. I'm Stone Strickland, CEO of Fireside. We build love. Now, love starts with meeting, and 1,500 dating apps have made that pretty easy. But most daters are looking for commitment, and there's an overwhelming supply of choice. People are getting ghosted regularly, and it's left them lonely, frustrated, burnt out. Burnt out, but hopeful. Now, Harper keeps getting into situationships with the wrong guys. She hasn't done the self-reflection to figure out what she actually needs in a relationship. Ryan, on the other hand, has mastered the first 3 months of relationships, but they fizzle out. He hasn't figured out how to build a deeper connection. Enter Fireside. You've met, you've matched. We're here to turn that spark into an actual flame, how to help you explore what a future with them would look like, and the real secret sauce, help you understand what you need in a relationship. Dating apps are a huge market, and they're growing pretty quickly. People are paying for them, but reluctantly, still hoping to find that relationship they want. On the other side, therapists and relationship counselors are an even larger and faster growing market, but people need a lighter weight way to start building that strong foundation early. Now, we're not trying to save all relationships. We're trying to help them either fail fast or build for the long term. Our marketing tests have shown that we can get people's attention cheaply, and we're capitalizing on people's desire to use apps for personal development. That's why our beta is launching next month. It's perfect timing for this massive opportunity. And we're the team to capture it. My co-founder, Aaron, and I bring 20 years combined experience in tech companies. My expertise in design and marketing, his in AI, engineering, and product, combined with our advisor, Shauna, bringing over 20 years of relationship psychology experience, is the perfect combination. We're raising our $500,000 pre-seed round to achieve product market fit, virality, bring on those first 20,000 users, and get our first revenue. So come talk to us after if you want to be some of the first people to see our beta and see the future of relationships. I'll be wearing the red pants. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you. Next, SCIVR.
Hello, I'm Brian, CEO and founder of SCIVR. Through a step-by-step approach, we're bringing virtual reality e-commerce into reality. So you're shopping on Amazon, and you're looking to find a TV. And you come across the different options for TV screen sizes. And so you pause and wonder, is the 55-inch too small, or is the 82-inch too big? You may have encountered a similar problem when you're shopping online, whether it's the size of the product, the color, or the volume. It's really hard to know all the information you want from just the flat screens. Furthermore, through our market research, we found that not being able to visualize, try on, or to interact with the objects or the products led to as much dissatisfaction in online shopping as online shopping's logistics problems, such as missing or damaged products or late deliveries. So our solution is simple. We create a 3D platform so that you can view and interact with the products in 3D. So the sellers can generate a link to our VR platform where they can showcase their products, and the visitors to their websites can use that link to see the products and interact with the products in 3D before making a purchasing decision. So why VR, you might ask? AR/VR is a rapidly growing market with $30 billion in market size. And by building our MVP with VR, we're building towards the XR ecosystem that's going to be coming in the next decade. So with most of the development made in-house, we project that we're going to be able to be profitable by 2024 with main revenue streams coming from advertising and commission fees. So our team has been working together for more than a year, first to build the SCU's VR Club, and now for our next endeavor, we're bringing the diverse skill sets to build and grow fast. So we're going to be launching our MVP in December, and we're raising $250K in pre-seed round as safe notes to find the product market fit and gain adoption among a handful of product categories. And we will also welcome connections into the retail and e-commerce industry. If you're interested in bringing e-commerce into the cyberspace, let's meet afterwards. Thank you.
Good job. Congratulations. Next, Flock.
Hi, I'm Spencer. And I'm Alex. And we're the co-founders of Flock, a new hyper-local anonymous social media platform taking over colleges by storm.
Spencer and I graduated from Santa Clara in June.
While we were in school, we really saw how our friends and our classmates seemed to be seeking a new outlet for authentic expression. So right now you have Instagram, where you just present this fake version of yourself. Twitter and TikTok, which suck you into endless streams of meaningless content. And Snapchat, a one-on-one chatting platform limited to your direct group of friends. We began asking ourselves, where is the fun, high engagement, but community social media that satisfies our generation's craving for authenticity? We launched Flock at Santa Clara last fall, and by the winter quarter, we had more than half the undergraduate population signed up, with 2 times the engagement of Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. We then did it again at Georgetown University. Our users open the app an average of 5.4 times per day, and we've had 100,000 posts in the last 3 months alone. And keep in mind, this is just on iOS only. We built Flock around the realization that that anonymity, when done in the key context of a closed and trusted group of your peers, is actually the most effective way to build online community. We learned from the mistakes of past anonymous apps to build a platform that's positive, that gives equal credence to all voices, but also maintains the sense of safety and security through a system of moderation that's delegated and autonomous. When you sign in with a university email and verify your identity, you're thrown into a private, anonymous feed with other users from your school. In the app, you can post relatable comments, questions, share memes, burns, confessions, and talk about serious issues, all 100% anonymously. For example, some of the most popular posts on Flock are about mental health concerns. This summer, we built a bunch of new features like chat. We made our app a whole lot more efficient. We became revenue positive with simple feed-embedded advertisements. Currently serving around 23 ad impressions per daily active user. There are 20 million students across thousands of US colleges, the vast majority of which currently don't use any sort of anonymous social media. We've built our product and acquired over 10,000 users while fully bootstrapped. Students from over 20 colleges and universities have already requested Flock to launch at their school. With $500,000 in capital, we can reach over 100 universities and 1 million users in the coming year. Come see us after to see the future of social for yourself. Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, AI for nomads.
Hello everyone. Let's try a fun exercise for a change. Can you find the doggy in this picture? Ready? Go. Did you get them all? If you did, congrats. You just proved you are a human and you labeled data to train an AI. Remember this? Millions of us label data for Google for free for $7.3 billion. We saved them. And you know, why did they do that? Because it costs millions, billions of dollars to train an AI to see, and it requires human intelligence. Hi, I am Susanna Raj, the CEO and founder of AI for Nomads. During COVID-19, as I watched millions of people pushed into lasting poverty for several generations, just because they cannot work from home, I wondered if there is a way for us to get these billions of dollars from the data labeling industry into their hands. Yes, we can. Enter AI for Nomads. By bringing data labeling to the mobile phone, we can offer them livable wages and an AI literacy training curriculum on the phone itself for their future economic mobility. On the other hand, the computer vision sector also benefits from higher accuracy, lower costs, and greater diversity in AI. Our business model is unlimited AI labeling for a yearly subscription. I am an AI ethics and inclusive AI researcher. I am considered as an expert in data bias globally, and my advisors are also leaders in this space. There is absolutely no one better than us to launch this. Out of this greater $4 billion data annotation market, we are hoping to capture 10% of the image annotation sector in 5 years, which is $23 million. And for that, we are asking $400K to give us a runway of 1 year. The next slide is the 5-year plan. I am told that this is the most popular slide in any pitch deck, but also the most inaccurate one. Just ask the people from 2015 how 2020 went. So how about you see some real financial projection data? The World Bank says that millions live on less than $2 per day. Our competitors pay data labelers less than $8 per day, which is a 300% increase. Great, but not everyone can use their platform. We can pay $40 per day, which is a 2,000% increase, and anyone with a phone can do this. United Nations hopes to eradicate poverty by 2030, which is 8 years from now. At AI for Nomads, we have a plan to do it in 5 years. Come see me after the demo if that's something you want to be spending your time doing for the next 5 years. Thank you so much.
Great job. Thanks. Next, Clever Move AI.
Hi, I'm Mehul Gandhi, CEO and founder of CleverMove AI. We're building a private and intelligent smartphone stand that keeps you in the video frame during video calls. Let's face it, video calls on your smartphone stink today. Even the rich and famous have this problem. When my wife and I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast and later had children, we wanted to connect with distant family and felt a deep sorrow at not being able to. So I set out to solve this problem. After over 100 customer interviews, I found that families felt loss at missing precious moments with the other family members. So they wanted a device that would keep them in the frame, but also allow them to use any video conference service. But the most important theme was privacy. And after 5 prototype iterations, the result is CleverMove 360. Today, we're stuck with these. Smart displays that are probably doing more than just keeping you in the frame. Creepy? Yeah, I think so. Our proprietary Edge AI stack generates private synthetic data, performs bias assessments, and trains small but efficient models that run on next-generation Edge AI silicon within CleverMove 360. Here's our team. I have 2 decades of experience with startups, the government, and Fortune 50 commercializing deep tech like wireless location, secure military radios, and now Edge AI. Tim has built lean ML models for multiple organizations and has reduced ML costs by up to 50%. 53% of Amazon Echo's 65 million users had concerns with privacy. If we use this as a proxy, our total addressable market is $6.8 billion. Our go-to-market strategy is to leverage Kickstarter as a marketing platform to provide funding for the cost of goods, manufacturing, and fulfillment. To date, we've invested $220,000 and are looking for $2.5 million to finish the production engineering, help complete the manufacturing, launch the Kickstarter campaign, and ship CleverMove 360 to customers. So if you want to stay centered and feel the connection, come talk to us afterwards. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, Consulate.
Good afternoon, everyone. At Consulate, we make renewables operate as intelligent agents to help microgrids become more resilient and maximize the use of green power. Imagine a solar panel, a wind turbine, or a building is equipped with an intelligent hardware, software. Then we can easily and efficiently optimize and find out what is the best estimates of the green power. And then we can distribute this in the best way to the end users. In 2016, we started with a smart microgrid research project, 7 universities, 4 companies, and we built models of intelligence that we can install at the edge of the microgrid control. Today, in a microgrid, medium-sized settings, you install a controller that manages the power in the microgrid, but it does not capture the full use of the green power. Statistics have shown 70% of the green power is not captured in the microgrid settings. This is not acceptable in today's challenges, or as we continue to see the challenges of the global warming and the climate change. So what we propose is to create these intelligent agents using new technologies like machine learning, nonlinear optimization, open source software technologies that we can install at the edge of the microgrid network. My name is Salem Al-Aktash. I am a professor, a scientist, and a technology expert. I have co-authored over 50 papers in the technology, in the microgrid, and the grid domain. Together with my co-founders, we bring a diverse expertise in the energy, in the software, and in the microgrid technologies. Together, we're going to be making a difference in the microgrid dynamic market. We're expecting to make $15 million in 5 years in the multi-billion microgrid controller market. We have been investing in setting up the models, the systems that we can build for the microgrid agent controller. We have built the intelligent platform, and we will continue to invest in 2023 to create the pilot that we can test and make sure that this works for microgrid settings. We are expecting to raise $2 million in 2024 to scale and make this microgrid across the world. If you're interested in microgrid controller, agent controller, please come and see us. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Next, MedEvent.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? There we go. My name is Saul Sagar, and this is MedEvent. One of the biggest problems in the event industry today is that once a customer decides to buy a ticket and go to an event, there's really no way for the event organizer to be able to communicate to their customer. And the reason why is because most event organizers use third-party ticketing platforms, and therefore they don't have any ownership over it, and thus cannot engage with their customers. To solve this problem, we created MedEvent. MedEvent is a fully customizable self-service ticketing platform that allows for those businesses who are hosting events to directly communicate with their customers before, during, and after their event. So what does that look like, right? We have a two-sided experience, one for organizers and then one for the ticket holders. For the organizer experience, we allow for all these businesses to be able to create events, create tickets, and also upload memories that are fully customized with their own branding, hence the white label aspect. Next, we also have an interactive reward system that actually allows for that active communication and facilitation of that connection with their customers. So event organizers can actively send out SMS text messages that include polls, questions, different sort of interactive challenges that'll actually allow them to engage with their customers during their events. And lastly, we have our ticket holder experience, which is extremely simple. We allow for our ticket holders to be able to view their events, be able to purchase tickets, and then also view those memories that have been uploaded by the event organizers to be able to receive and collect. Lastly, our initial target market is going to be large gatherings. Examples are going to be conventions, art and wine festivals, and even music festivals. We're targeting events where it's really hard for the event organizer to be able to touch every single customer that's out there. So far, we've built an MVP that includes an iOS app as well as a web app for both our organizers and our ticket holders. And one unique aspect we like to highlight is that all the memories that could be uploaded by our organizers are actually minted on the blockchain. So they're uploaded and saved there for everyone to be able to see. Lastly, we need $250,000 to be able to fuel our progress through our marketing and mobile app development. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. My name is Sahil Sagar. Your co-organizers are Jay and Michael. We look forward to seeing you at our booth so you can get a quick demo and earn your very first MetaEvent memory. Thanks so much and have a great day.
Thanks. Congratulations. Next, crowdfund your fees.
Hi, my name is Angel Ducey, and I'm a co-founder of Crowdfund Your Fees. At Crowdfund Your Fees, we enable anyone to lend to anyone to go students to study abroad. Talent is equally distributed around the world, but opportunity is not. Why do I know that? Well, I used to live in Nigeria. In Nigeria, I noticed a lot of my classmates who applied to study abroad in schools like University of Waterloo. Upon getting admission, they won't go. Why? Because they could not afford it. And the ones that afforded it sold properties like lands, houses for pennies on a dollar. What if they could have been the next Elon Musk? What if they could have been the next Sundar Pichai? Well, we'd never know because the ones that couldn't afford it are stuck at home. With Crowdfund Your Fees, so my grandpa noticed this happening in the 80s and 90s, and so he came together with his friends and family and started giving out informal contribution loans to students to study abroad. Today, those students are doctors, lawyers in North America and Europe. So we came together in Crowdfund Your Fees and said, why don't we take this global, people and community? Introducing Crowdfund Your Fees, where anyone can lend to students to study anywhere. With Crowdfund Your Fees, we're taking the market once secluded for the 1% credit and making it available for the 99%. How do we do that? Well, we have two sides, the student side and the investor side. Students can upload their documents, they can upload their grades, set the interest rates, and investors can browse the lending pools and back and cheer people they believe in. How do we do this? So how do we establish trust on our platform? Well, we use alternative data, such as credit finance. This is a way for us to access on the blockchain the credit history of the student. We use Mono and bank information to access the reliability of the student. And then we use telecom information to access the identity of the student. Today, there's 1.2 million international students studying in the US, the UK, and New Zealand. The average tuition size is about $36,000, which is $43 billion spent every year to study abroad. We won second place in Santa Clara's competition. We have 600 people on our wait list. We have built an MVP, and today we're raising $100,000 to onboard 1,000 letters on our platform. Last summer, I entered the Bank of America's fixed income division, where large cap companies raise billions of dollars in debt to fund their operations. My co-founder, Annie, was named top 3 coder out of 12,000 coders in Africa. My sister, let's just say she's a numbers girl. Come talk to me after if you want to make good bets and back awesome people. Thank you.
Great job. Congratulations. Next, Othello.
Hi, I'm James, CEO of Othello. We prevent fake accounts on any online platform. Today, fake accounts make up over 40% of global web traffic. Every year, businesses waste over $100 billion advertising to users that don't exist. Subscription services lose over $30 billion to free trial fraud and account sharing, and platforms spend over $25 billion combating fake accounts. Yet today's online identity verification market is grossly undersized. It's severely fragmented with over 30 players all taking the same nearsighted approach. Their approach, where users verify their identity with each new service, is too expensive and too inconvenient for all industries except those subject to government regulations, leaving all other industries with no effective way to prevent fake accounts. Existing solutions can only detect and remove accounts after sign-up, giving bad actors ample opportunity to cause damage and create new accounts after each ban. While incumbents obsess over building incrementally better detection methods, Authillo's proprietary browser-based liveness detection guarantees the user's identity and uniqueness in seconds, so fake accounts never sneak through in the first place. Authillo centralizes online identity verification, so users only have to verify once to earn their virtual passport, which lets them sign on to any new platform with a single click. Internet passports are fundamentally subject to a network effect. Virtual identity will be provided by a monopoly service provider. At scale, this means 100% market share and close to 0% churn. For each Authillo user, we can generate over $10 annually while spending less than $1 to acquire them. From our research, we found that over 40% of advertisers would pay an 11% premium for verified human web traffic. That over 90% of US citizens support the idea of verifying your identity in order to create a social media account. And that on average, we can make platform moderation costs over 10 times cheaper. Our founding team includes 2 full-stack web developers. We've just completed our MVP, and we spent $0 to build it. This December, we're raising $500K to verify 1 million users and earn $10K in monthly recurring revenue. Authillo's adoption means no more ad fraud, no more fake reviews, no more fake accounts, and no more bots. Come chat with us to try out our tech and learn how we're making it happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
All right, 3 more. Carbon Bridge.
So can you hear me in the back, including the shady section? All right. So my name is Manu. I'm the CEO and founder of Carbon Bridge. And the company was founded based on a personal experience. I visited my homeland a couple of miles away, the backwaters, and I noticed, like if you can see in this picture, that the sea level watermark had been going up. And the flood line is well above the sandbag line. Or in other words, sandbags don't work. This has probably been apparent in the past couple of weeks if you've been watching the news. If you haven't, I don't blame you. It hasn't been much good news. But it also means we are going to sink or swim together. And I would suggest that we don't sink. When you look at the causes of global greenhouse gases, where they come from, dairyland, all those dairy cows, add up to country number 4, right behind China, United States, and India. That's a lot of shit. Which means it's a pretty shitty job to clean it up. It is also technically very difficult. So today, when you look at what goes on, over 90% of the methane and carbon dioxide produced from biosources wafts freely into the atmosphere. But what we want to do is to capture those gases and convert into clean fuel and carbon monoxide. Yes, I know, explosive, poisonous, but bear with me. Hydrogen is the cleanest fuel you can get, which is why California has hydrogen policies. And carbon monoxide is an absolutely critical ingredient in manufacturing everything from paints to plastics. Or put another way, we capture these gases and convert them into industrial products of higher value that also lock up that carbon for decades to centuries. This is carbon removal with a profit. The business model is really simple. We help farmers get more cash for their crop, and we generate revenue streams from that. Now, if you look at the technology, for the past few decades, these technologies of gas conversions have been available, but they've been deployed at scale in refineries, oil fields, coal fields, and gas fields. And no one's actually tried to figure out how to shrink these things down so they'll fit economically even on a farm. That's what we're about. When you look at the opportunity size, someone much more famous than me pointed out that the climate crisis is actually a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity disguised as a problem. I would tend to agree with that. Hydrogen, green hydrogen, is an $80 billion market today, growing at over 50% a year, as is the market for carbon oxides. Our goal is to take a tiny slice of that, 1 billion share of market, over the next 5 years based on the deployment of 250 of our machines. To pull that off, we need large corporate partners. I hope some of you in the audience will come over and talk to us about this. We're working today in exploratory discussions with large companies in chemicals, agribusiness, autos, and fuel, plus a few others that are not yet that developed. I do have permission to say that we are in discovery with Cargill in Minneapolis and Ecolab in St. Paul. To pull this kind of a project off, you need a reasonably strong team. Well, myself, Warren, and Bill are the team. Bill's over there. Each of us have over 30 years experience dealing with some of the most persnickety customers around. Take a list of any one of the top tech companies in the Valley, and they've been our customers or we've been employed by them. We've also both survived a couple of years working with TJ Rogers, for any of you who know who that is. There you go. Stress slides. So together with our partners, we're moving forward. We're going to be raising some funds in winter, but right now we're seeking customers. Experience is not required, and we're also looking for chemical engineering talent. And if this is interesting to you, please come talk to us over there, and let's go together in this journey. We might as well swim together than sink alone. Thank you for your time.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Misfits.
Hi, I'm Julia Benner, CEO of Misfits. I've spent the last 12 years managing inventory strategies for Fortune 500 retailers. And you want to know what kept me up at night, aside from my snoring dog? Merchants can't properly forecast for future assortments because there is no way to capture missed demand. Out of stocks occur in 1 in 3 shopping trips. And in 2018, pre-COVID, this was a $1 trillion problem. Misfits solves this by capturing data of what shoppers wanted to buy but couldn't, and uses this information to help better forecast for future assortments while driving conversion of similar in-stock items today. We charge merchants a monthly fee for usage, and they can purchase our solution through the Shopify App Store. We have a few competitors, but none of them offer an affordable solution for inventory optimization that delivers a personalized experience for shoppers. I've led inventory strategy and commercial marketing teams trying to solve this very problem, but there hasn't been a solution until now. My husband and COO, Trevor Nelson, has done this before in scaling small SaaS companies on business development, sales, and partnership teams. His recent customer acquisition strategy grew 25% week over week. Together, we're the perfect team to scale Misfits. Our MVP is complete, and we're onboarding alpha customers to collect feedback and officially launch in January. We're seeking $500,000 to achieve our customer acquisition and revenue goals by the end of next year. Come connect with us after the presentation. We'd love to connect with you and solve this problem together. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations. All right, our final Bronco startup, Right Hand Cybersecurity.
Hello, I'm Theo Nasser, CEO of Right Hand Cybersecurity. Cyber criminals stole $7 trillion last year, which is larger than the entire GDP of Japan. And 82% of those breaches were caused by employees. But let me prove this to you. We at Right Hand Cybersecurity conducted a test. We sent this phishing email to one of our own VCs. That phishing email generated an 86% URL click rate and a 55% data submission rate. But what did we learn from all this? Well, we learned that VCs love Hawaiian pizza. But what if they had shared information that actually mattered with real hackers? At Right Hand Cybersecurity, our mission is to prevent employee data breaches. We can pinpoint and predict which employees at your organization are most breach prone. We do this by integrating with the security products that your enterprise already uses today and correlating those security alerts to users. And we provide actionable insights and recommendations to remediate and prevent future incidents. I'm Theo, Right Hand CEO. I'm a former sales leader from FireEye, a cybersecurity firm known for responding to the world's largest data breaches. And my co-founder and CTO is a former head of engineering at a startup that was recently valued at over $250 million. Through founder-led sales, we're approaching $1 million already in revenue from global universities, telcos, banks, and software enterprises. And we've already raised capital from some great VCs and individual investors, over $2.5 million, including from an angel who is the co-founder of Zoom. We'll be raising our Series A as well soon. If you're interested to learn how Right Hand is becoming a chief security officer's right-hand platform, or if you just want to know which VC we fished, come talk with us. Thank you.
Thanks. Congratulations. All right, let's give a hand for all of our founders. It's a great job. They've been working for months to put these presentations together, but more importantly, they've been working for months to talk to you. So please stick around, talk to them at their tables. The two best bars are on either side. Food's over there, plus, best of all the shade is on this side. So hang out with us. And even if you're not a VC or angel investor, please give our founders your feedback, advice, any connections you can offer them. Appreciate you so much. Thank you.